teaching you how to do advanced things. I understand you learned how to open up your YouTube videos and watch them. If you have noticed, when you watch these videos, sometimes the views don't count immediately. You'll be asking yourself, why are my views not counting? Or why do they drop? This episode 6 will show you how to beat Google because popping up with videos just the way I taught you is not everything. There's still certain things you need to put in mind, and this is what I want you to pay attention to. Let's start from the beginning. I'm going to click on next, and I'm going to put in my API key. Once I log in with my API key, I want you to understand the following. Firstly, when you are launching actions or executables, you want to make sure you don't do so many of them at the exact same time. Now, what I simply mean is this. If, for instance, you say 3 to 5 iPhones, 3 to 5 Android, and you turn this on, it will definitely open so many iPhones, so many Android. I mean, a huge number of them. But the problem is, since you're using one IP address, having so many videos being watched at the same time causes a detection leak. It's practically like Google is actually seeing so many videos being streamed at the same time from one IP. Now, this would not be a problem if they are watching so many videos on your channel. But now, if you're trying to drive this traffic to only one video or very limited videos, then it's a problem. So, the idea is to have as many videos as possible from your channel and try to keep it minimal. I would recommend you do something like 1 to 2. Now, this is where the science comes in. Remember, the aim is not to gather views, but to gather watch hours. If you're more interested in getting views, I would recommend you use a proxy server. When you use a proxy server, you can tunnel to whatever location. But since what you're more interested in is watch hours, I'm leaving this at the default location because the VPN would be what will be giving us the different IPs. So on this VPN, for instance, I would choose the United States. Now my location is showing the United States. Now, before I start turning on this bot, these are the few things I would have to do. Number one, I would have to check if the IP address I was given by the VPN is currently passing every scam analytics check. So I'm going to run scamanalytics.com, which is this website over here. And when scamanalytics.com opens, I'm going to scroll down and click on where it says check IP. Now you can see this is a very big problem. This particular IP address that was given to us by NordVPN has a very high fraud score. If I head over to Google to make a Google search, I would likely see something around, oh, verify you're not a robot. Let's try this. Oh, okay, we're not told to verify we're not a robot. But majority of the times, we could see something like verify you're not a robot. Now, this simply means that the IP address we were using was very bad. Now, if we use bad IP addresses to open up our YouTube videos, I believe you already understand what would happen. Because the IP address is already questionable, a huge number of the activities we do are already flagged. On an occasion like this, all we are supposed to do is to head over to NordVPN and choose a different IP address. So let me show you how to do that. So here again, I'm going to pop up NordVPN and I'm going to click here and I will choose some other location. Let's say Atlanta. So now I've chosen Atlanta. I would come back again, still refresh this page. It would show my current IP and I'll click on check IP. Now you can see the fraud score is a bit lesser than the previous one. But the only problem we have right now is that it's still on the high side. So we need to find some other IP address. So I'm going to head back again. I'll choose the US and I'll try Chicago. Now I'm switching in between different states simply because I want to be able to get a new IP. Each time I choose another location within the US and I go back to Scam Analytics, it loads my new IP address. So if I click check IP, yes, this particular one has low fraud risk. So because it has low fraud risk, I can actually use this. So what I would simply do at this point in time is to start loading the bot. You can see my settings is at medium. So this means that it would be here for quite some time. Let's leave it a bit. Now this would open the videos and stream these videos for quite some time. The amount of time it will spend watching the video depends on how long we had set the task. On episode 4, when we created this task, we had made some videos to be streamed up to 30 minutes, some other videos up to 20 minutes. We had different time intervals. So each time they watch this video, they would, after a period in time, shut down. Another bot will come up and watch this video. This is why I recommend you use lot of videos and not one, because if the bot watches a particular video, comes back and watched another video, even if it's the same IP address, it checks out good. But if it keeps going to if it keeps coming back to a specific video, now you see where the problem is. It now looks very suspicious. So you should make sure you have your bot set up to minimal. Use a location that has not been flagged. Have lots of videos from your YouTube channel, not one, as many as possible. Tunnel from a location for a certain number of time, after which you can come back again and change the location. So I can come here right now and change to Netherlands. Now I've chosen Netherlands. I will not start driving traffic immediately. I will still head back again to Scam Analytics and check this IP. Now you can see Netherlands has medium risk. As long as it's not up to 50 or more than 50, you're good to go. Where you would have issues is if it goes above 50. So if the fraud score goes beyond 50, now that's a problem. But as long as it's below 50, you have no issues. So I could come again and hit the start button, and this bot would open up the YouTube videos and watch them. Last but not the least, the best devices to clone are Windows devices. If you're going to be cloning, avoid iPhone and avoid Mac. Use more of Android and Windows. So on where we have 1 to 2 on iPhone, I will delete that and I will leave that of Android, and I would put in 1 to 2 on Windows. If I hit in again, you will notice I have larger browsers. This is because majority or the two of these browsers here you can see big are Windows, while the smaller ones are Androids. Now, one of the biggest problem you would have is something like this, where you're being told to consent or accept all. So you must have seen my video where I talked about how certain IP addresses like the UK would tell you to accept cookies before anything can be done. If you're in this position where you're being told to accept cookies, the next episode will start teaching you the advanced part of OKEkbot, which would be far more better than the free and give you a more guaranteed result. Do check out for episode 7, teaching you how to use the paid version of the executors to get a better result.